The Blazers currently have the fewest played home games of any team in the NBA. But that'll change soon as 10 of the Blazers' next 11 games are at Moda Center. Can the Blazers fix their problems that they've experienced recently, and can they get right at home? Well, the start of that process begins today against the Orlando Magic, who have been playing some solid basketball recently despite losing last night. They've won 10 out of their last 16 games, and they got some serious young talent on that team. This is the game preview for Blazers vs Magic. Before we get into things, I want to plug my NBA channel as I'll be doing some trade deadline preview stuff for other NBA teams. That NBA channel is linked right at the top of the description box below. Also, this video is presented by BetOnline. You can use that promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive 50% rewards. As always, later on in this video, I'll have a parlay, spread, and over-under pick for this game, but you can get in on action for NFL playoffs, for other sports, whatever you want. So definitely check out BetOnline and that promo code BELIEVE. Now let's jump into the preview. The Magic come into this one with a record of 15-26. They're 4-6 in their last 10, but before that, they won 6 out of 10 games. They lost last night to the Sacramento Kings, got blown out, and they are a much better home than road team. They come in with a road record of 5-14. On the season, the Magic are in the bottom 10 in terms of both offensive and defensive ratings. Their net rating is one of the worst in the league, and their assist to turnover ratio is awful. They do not take care of the ball. However, they have been better lately. Markelle Fultz missed the start of the year. He's their starting point guard. And in general, the Magic have been pretty injury prone this season. They've been healthier lately, which has resulted in some better play. They are a good rebounding team. This should be a pretty good rebounding battle. The Magic excel at getting to the free throw line, just like the Portland Trail Blazers. This could be a whistle-heavy affair. However, they don't shoot many threes. They shoot more mid-range shots than normal, and they do a solid job getting to the rim. They do a decent job finishing there. For as many mid-range shots, they don't make many. They're not the best shooting team in general, and efficiency-wise, they're actually close to average. However, the one thing that holds them back is their turnover percentage, which isn't as bad as the Blazers, but is still pretty bad. If the Magic take care of the ball against the Blazers, they should be able to have an okay offensive night. It'll be key for the Blazers to try and force some turnovers and get out and run. Defensively, the Magic do a good job of stopping teams from getting to the rim. However, they give up a lot of threes in the process. Surprisingly, they have one of the best opponent three-point percentages in the league, ranking second there, which is surprising given how many they give up. The Blazers are a good three-point shooting team, at least when it comes to the starters, so it'll be interesting to see which wins out. Obviously, with the bench lineup, the Blazers struggle. We'll take a look at that in a second. Where the Magic really struggle is in terms of rim protection. They rank 4th worst in the league in terms of opponent rim percentage. Meanwhile, the Magic have a 24th ranked defense. Blazers are right at average, and neither of these teams forces the other to turn the ball over, so the turnover battle is going to be the most interesting part of this game. Two defenses that don't force turnovers against two offenses that turn over the ball a ton. Will it be unforced errors? Will one of these defenses step up and force the other team to make turnovers? Or will both teams actually take care of the ball for once? We'll have to wait and see. As far as the bench goes, the Magic actually have a decent bench. Their bench consists of Jalen Suggs, Terrence Ross, Cole Anthony, who was only 3 for 13 last night, Mo Bamba, and Mo Wagner. That's arguably 5 bench players better than anyone on the Blazers bench outside of Gary Payton II. And as you can see, the Blazers bench is just awful. Let's take a look at the last 10 games for the Magic. Their most impressive win of this stretch was against Golden State on the road, but 4 of their 6 losses during this stretch was by at least 19 points, so they do get blown out quite a bit. Outside of that Warriors win, the Spurs, Rockets, and Thunder aren't good teams, so those wins aren't too impressive. Now let's take a look at the injury report. Out for the Magic is Chuma Okeke due to a knee issue. Bol Bol is questionable. He just left health and safety protocols but did not play last night. He should be a go tonight. And then I put Jonathan Isaac as doubtful because I couldn't find anything that said that he was for sure out. It doesn't look like he's going to play, but he was a full go in practice about a week ago. Jonathan Isaac, of course, has not played since the bubble. He's missed multiple seasons. He's very injury prone. It would be quite the spectacle if Jonathan Isaac finally returns against your Portland Trail Blazers. Out for the Blazers, of course, is Nasir Little, and Justice Winslow is still dealing with that ankle issue. And then probable probable is Yusuf Nurkic, as well as Gary Payton II, who was probable last game, but ended up getting scratched, so we'll see if GP2 suits up today. As far as key players for the Magic go, they have Paolo Banchero, the #1 overall pick from this past year's draft, and he is currently the front runner for Rookie of the Year. He's averaging 21 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's a playmaking forward standing at 6'10", very, very skilled for his size. However, he's not quite efficient yet. He only shoots 44% from the field, including 48% from 2 and 32% from 3, but he does get to the line like a star, averaging almost 8 free throw attempts per game. True shooting percentage for Banchero this season is at 55%. This will be his first game in the Northwest. Of course, he's from Seattle, Washington, so this could be a little bit of a homecoming for Banchero. But the Magic's best player has arguably been Franz Wagner, who's averaging 20 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 3.5 assists while shooting better percentages. He's 49% from the field, including 55% from 2 and 35% from 3, true shooting percentage of 59%. Wagner is a solid defensive player. He can make plays for others, handle the ball, attack. He's extremely well-rounded. He's the type of wing player that the Blazers tend to struggle against defensively. And as far as some advanced stats for Wagner go, he ranks in the 98th percentile for finishing talent, 92nd percentile in floater talent, 97th percentile in both one-on-one talent and mid-range talent, and he ranks in the 90th percentile in half-court shooting talent. His 35% from 3 isn't a super impressive efficiency number, but he ranks in the 13th percentile for three-point shot openness, meaning he takes a lot of tough threes. Much like Damian Lillard's three-point percentage normally doesn't tell the full story because he's creating a lot of those threes, taking a lot of those threes, and a lot of them are tough. It's the same case for Franz Wagner. He's a guy who can get hot from behind the three-point line and really do some damage from there. The Blazers are going to have to figure out how to contain him. These two guys are why the Magic have a bright future, with them being first and second year players. Meanwhile, former Oregon Duck Bol Bol is having a most improved player type of season. He's currently averaging 12 points per game and 7 rebounds in 26 minutes per game. The past couple of seasons, he barely played for the Denver Nuggets. Right now, he's shooting 64% from 2 and 39% from 3 and creates a bunch of highlight, jaw-dropping plays. He might end up coming off the bench today for the Magic if he plays. As I said, he's coming out of health and safety protocols, so it'll be interesting to see if there's a minutes cap for him. But he's a guy who's a matchup nightmare. But honestly, Drew Eubanks might be one of the better big men matchups for him as a guy with some size that can also move his feet a little bit and is pretty agile. But Eubanks will have to be smart in trying to handle that matchup if that's the case. Bol Bol ranks in the 96th percentile in finishing talent. He can take guys one-on-one, 81st percentile there. He ranks in the 96th percentile in half-court shooting talent, but where he does the most damage is in transition. As both a ball handler and a lane filler, he ranks in the 99th percentile there. He can make plays for others. He can knock down threes. He's 7 feet tall, long arms. He's absolutely legit. And then Markelle Fultz is back and playing really good basketball for the Magic. He's become a two-way player despite still being a non-factor from 3, as he's only in the 4th percentile for three-point shooting talent. It sucks that he couldn't regain the three-point shot that he had in college, because if he had that with everything else he has right now, he would be a star. He's in the 82nd percentile in finishing talent, 69th percentile for playmaking talent. He can create for others, but where a lot of his value comes is on defense, where he's in the 82nd percentile for on-ball defense and 84th percentile in ball screen navigation. So he's not an easy matchup for Damian Lillard or Anthony Simons, whichever one he's guarding. And then the Magic also have Gary Harris, who's still a solid defensive player as well. So despite the Magic not being the best team, this isn't necessarily an easy matchup for the Blazers backcourt. Keys to the game for the Blazers. The #1 key is take care of the ball, because turnovers have been too much of a problem lately, and they were absolutely horrible against Toronto on Sunday, where they turned over the ball 24 times. The second key will be to hold Banchero and Wagner to under 40 points combined, and skilled big forwards have tended to give the Blazers problems. We saw that in the last game with Siakam and Anunoby, so keeping those two guys in check will be huge for the Blazers. And then the third key to the game will be to win the free throw battle, as both these teams get to the line at a high clip. They both rank top 5 in free throw rate. As far as BetOnline picks go, the Blazers are 7-point favorites heading into this game, and given that the Magic are on the second night of a back-to-back, and they have played terribly on the road. The Blazers have tended to take care of business at home against some bad teams. I'm actually going to take the Blazers in this one. Over-under line is 230. I'm actually going to take the under. My predicted final score is like 115 to 106, somewhere in that range. And then for a parlay pick, I'm going to take Anthony Simons having at least 20 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and Portland winning. You can get plus 450 odds on that. You can get those odds over at betonline.ag. And remember to use that promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, to receive a 50% reward bonus. That being said, that's a wrap for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll see if the Blazers can get back on track and climb back to 500 later tonight. With that being said, I'm out of here. Until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.